welcome back to the part 2 of Love Life series. And today we are going to find out what do men look for in a woman.
Welcome back indeed. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
Right, thank you for coming back, Bruna.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, this is Love Therapy Full Power in your home today. I hope you have shared last week's program and that you also can share today's program, okay? Now, yes, so what do men look for in a woman?
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
I mean, it's quite difficult to talk about it because ideally we should have some men here, right?
Yeah, we should do, because for our point of view, we have something to say, isn't it? But for them...
But we have the street interviews, which we are going to go into right now, and then we will be back after that.
What is it that you think that men look for in women generally today?
I think one thing would be really difficult to say, but I know amongst me and my friends, it would probably be friendship. It would be the same kind of qualities you would seek in any kind of relationship you have. So it's up to you subjectively what that is, but it would probably be something like originality, authenticity, something unique about the person. So yeah, same with any friendship really.
Just peace of mind, not too much baggage, stress, argumentative, childhood, upbringing, relationship with parents,
Well, I can't speak on behalf of everyone, but for me, myself, I'd say loyalty is definitely the most important thing to me for when it comes to dating and stuff. So a little bit harder to find these days because people have access to, they can cast a wider net when it comes to dating because of like dating apps and stuff like that, social media and stuff. But I don't think it's impossible. And I think a lot of people deep down do want that, but...
It depends. It's a generational thing. I think probably things have probably changed over the last 30, 35 years. In fact, I'll just put it out there, probably 50 years. What would have been looked for in relationships, male or female, aren't the same as they are today. So but personally, I just love kind of old-fashioned values, really. Just basically sort of what I call entry-level stuff, looking out for each other, and basically, if you're in trouble, basically you've got not only have you got a relationship, but you've got a best friend. So someone who you can look after and lean on, and whether it's no matter what it is, whether it's a mental issue, whether it's a physical issue, whatever, and you just share everything equally 50-50.
Welcome back. This is all about you. And we just watched some of the opinions of men out there, what they are looking for in a woman. And what are the main points?
They said friendship. Some of them said friendship, peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Do you know what that means? Let's translate this. Let's speak the ladies' language here. Peace. When a man tells you he wants peace of mind, he wants quietness.
Yeah, that's true.
A woman who is very chatty, over the top. And I'm not here criticizing women because I'm a woman myself. If anything, I defend women. But there are things I have learned from, like we said last week, talking to couples who come for advice and also hearing my husband. Sometimes I ask him, what goes through a man's mind in such and such situation? Please tell me. And then he tells me, and I'm like, good to know, right? But one of the things that is a big deal for men is a noisy woman. Someone that they get home, let's say that you're married, your husband gets home and you won't just be quiet. It's a problem here, a problem there. The neighbor said this, the neighbor said that. So it's a mix of gossip together with, I don't know what you could name this, but it is very not pleasant, for a man. They don't like it.
Yeah, when they get
texting non-stop.
Yes.
Calling non-stop. Have you heard this one? They can't take it. Maybe they find it cute to begin with, but then it's like, oh, please, put it on mute.
Yeah, sometimes when they get home, they just want peace, isn't it?
They do.
Sometimes they get home and we want to solve problems. We want to talk about our day. We want to, I don't know, have a conversation. But we need to know also that we need to have moments for that.
Yeah. There has to be the right moment.
Yeah.
Your husband wants peace because he also had a long day. So I can't just think of myself and want to unload all that's on my mind. So ladies, we know how to get things done our way. We are very persuasive when we want to be. So surely we can find the right time to address certain things that we need to address. But yeah, quietness is a big one. But there was one who said he's looking for someone with old-fashioned values. I love this one. But they kind of contradict themselves a little bit if they think like that. But let's go in parts here, okay? So a man who wants a woman like this, let's translate so that ladies out there can understand what this means. Yes, it's good to be a go-getter, a career lady, whatever lady, you know, strong lady, whatever things people say these days. Power to women, this is all good. Don't get me wrong. But cook for your husband. Make him feel at home. Let your home be clean, tidy, cozy. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what they mean. I mean, I know from some men I know that are close friends, this is something that they enjoy.
Yeah, and also something that her mother used to do for him, isn't it?
Can you see here the connection from last week's episode? A woman usually looks for a man that resembles a father figure because you feel safe, you feel loved, you feel protected. Same thing with the men.
Yeah, they want someone also that look after him, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can say that of my husband when he needs to go to the doctor, to the medical, to the hospital, and he also wants me to go with him, like his mother.
And he's such a tall man, right?
Yeah,
you see, ladies?
And when we are speaking there, and he look at me, and the doctors made do some questions for him. He look at me and like, all right, speak for me, please.
You know me better than I know myself.
Yeah.
In some cases, it's true. If you've been a good wife, you will know your husband really, really well. Because when you get married, your husband becomes your main project. How can I make this person happy? How can I give more of myself to this person? How can I respect him? How can I be best friends with this person? And of course, vice versa, right? But this is so interesting. And there's something else that I got to learn a few years ago. Because we do the love therapy seminar, I kind of looked up a few things, researched on some things. And one of the things that sometimes a man will, not sometimes, but that man that is very picky with appearance or a certain way, oh, my girlfriend, I like someone like this or like that. Usually, it's been proven that subconsciously, they are looking for someone that is similar to their mother without them even knowing or realizing it. So they will, if the mother is a very low maintenance kind of person in terms of appearance, they don't wear so much makeup or whatever, the son will tend to look for a woman, a wife like that. It's very interesting. So if you are married, think of your mother-in-law and look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay? You will see that there is some common things about the both of you. Anyway,
Connection.
I could be here the whole day talking about love life. Let's go into our social media comments and see what else we find there.
Yes, I have one here. Men are looking at the body of a woman, as most women are freely showing off. So guys take advantage of that. I don't think so. Men, of course, men, they are very attractive,
Visual.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're very visual.
Yeah, they are visual, but when they get to know the person better, they will see that maybe the beauty is only beauty. There is nothing else there.
There's no essence, just beauty.
Just beauty, yeah. And the beauty one day will...
But there are some truths in this comment. You see, because many women these days are showing their body too much, not my words, someone else's words here, it becomes like nothing special. Yeah, they will be looking at you, having thoughts about your body. Let me tell you this. But take you home and marry you, I'm not sure. It depends. This is not my words. This is something that we hear often when we talk to people, when we listen to people, when they ask questions, especially when we do the singles moments in the church. They have lots of questions. And sometimes these things come up. So here is a tip there. Anyway, like a diamond, you really protect it, right? So don't show too much, maybe. Be a bit more mysterious, and you will see a huge difference there. I have 2 comments. A man seeks for a partner who is patient with him and understands him. A woman that isn't judgmental and allows him to learn and grow with her. Men do not enjoy feeling inferior or being belittled. Yes, I don't know if you remember, last week we spoke about some statistics. 60% of men feel insecure about being in a relationship and anything to do with relationships. And reading this comment reminds me of yet another person I've counseled that said, well, women these days are so intimidating. And I tried to understand, what does he mean by that? And what they mean, I can't speak for all men here, obviously, but that particular person is that sometimes, please take note of these tips, young ladies, because these are things nobody will come up to you and tell you. Okay, we've done a research, we've spoken to a few men, and this is what they had to say. So let's be smart and see what's good for us to learn. But he said that it's all good that women are successful, excellent. They have their career, they're nice, they like to dress a certain way, they're confident. But make yourself a bit more vulnerable when you are with your other half. Don't behave with your partner like you behave in the office when you are a manager. Do you understand? Come down to the same level. That is less intimidating for a man, because otherwise you come across too bossy. And actually the second comment says more or less that. So he said, a woman who is humble, respectful, natural beauty, like I said to you, probably his mother is a natural beauty too, not much makeup, and feminine, not bossy. So can you see the connection there? It's good to be independent, strong. We have to be strong, but there is a time and a place. When you are with your other half, be feminine, be who God made you to be.
Interesting. Woman looks so strong in nowadays. But have a look at this video.
Women can feel insecure at times. We are constantly thinking, and some of our thoughts may be filled with doubt. Too much insecurity, however, can lead to other problems. Insecurity is a feeling of uncertainty and not feeling good enough. It produces anxiety about your goals, relationships, and your ability to handle certain situations. Not even celebrities can escape this feeling. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, praised for her wit and grace, openly shared her struggles with insecurity. She revealed that during her time in the White House, she often questioned her abilities. The award-winning singer Adele discussed her insecurities because of her powerful voice. Despite her vocal prowess, she admitted to fearing that her talents were not enough. Actress and activist Emma Watson, despite her fame in the Harry Potter film series, has felt inadequate and struggled with a sense of belonging. There is no single cause of insecurity, as many factors can lead to this state of mind. Crises such as divorce or bankruptcy or a bereavement. It is possible for women who struggle with insecurities to overcome them and regain confidence. Today's show will teach you how.
Well, some food for thought right there. Let's analyze ourselves and see what kind of women we are, isn't it? And what we need to improve. But here are some tips for all of us, okay, to help us. Because last week we told men what we want from them. Mm-hmm. Our list was very extensive. I don't know if you remember. We had 8 points?
Yes.
Today we only have 6. But don't be fooled, because surely if a man were here presenting this program, he would have maybe a list of how many?
Maybe more.
So, but we'll be gentle, but we will share with you our thoughts on this, okay? From women who also have and are in a relationship. So, number 1. So what kind of woman attracts the man that you want to marry? Or what kind of woman should you become or thrive to be in order to have a good relationship, a good marriage, okay? First point, a woman who respects herself, she doesn't need to show off her body. If you do this, you will attract the wrong type. I know, Bruna, that people don't like us to talk about this. Mm-hmm. My body, my rules, my freedom. Yes, I know, I've heard it all before. Good for you. It's your life. However, it's like you telling me, I need to buy chicken, but you go to the fishmonger. You need to know, what you want so that you can position yourself in the right or at the right place in your life. So, for instance, if I want to meet a man for marriage, I'm not going to go to a rave or to certain places, because I know that, those kind of men are actually boys. They want to play, they still want to do whatever with their youth. They're not interested in a serious relationship. So, number 2.
Yeah,
what's
let's go
your
for the number
second?
2. A confident woman. Yeah, that's interesting, because confident women is not the women that say, let's do that and now do crazy things. Let's the whole night do this, do that. No, it's not like this. To be confident is just to know what you want for life, isn't it? Yeah. To know what you want for a man, in a man. Mm-hmm. You are confident. You know how to position yourself. You know everything. Mm-hmm. This is a confident woman.
But she's only confident because she has resolved her inner issues, right? Because if you still have things bugging you inside, in your heart, you still feel all these things from the past, you will never be confident. You can act in a bossy way, in a confident, inverted commas, way, but your insecurity, will always, your insecurity will always come through. And you will self-sabotage. For instance, you enter a relationship because you are confident, but you know there's things you haven't resolved inside of you. Like, for example, you just broke up with someone, and now you want to start afresh because deep down you want to prove a point, but you know you're not ready. So the insecurity is still there. And guess what? The next relationship you have will get damaged because you haven't yet resolved. So confidence is not just something, it's not like a flag you wave around, I'm confident. Mm-hmm. It's not what you say, it's how you behave that really proves that you are or not confident. Yeah? Yeah. So number 3, to me, the most important one, a woman who fears God. A woman who fears God is like we explained last week, a man who fears God. Your life has a foundation. You have your faith that is very important to you. In what way? You, above all, above anything, you want to please God because you have a relationship with Him before you have with anybody else. So He's your very first. So you want to please Him. You want to make sure that everything He teaches you through the Word of God, you apply it in your life. So that makes you a God-fearing woman. So when you are by yourself, you know He's there with you and He sees every single thing you do. So if you fear God, you're not going to be, for example, doing things that you know will not please God. Like cheating on your boyfriend, sending messages to a former school or university friend, watch pornography. All these things you will not do because you fear God. Do you understand? So fearing God is something that has to exist in you even well before you enter a relationship. Okay?
Yeah, if you enter a relationship with this fearing, you're not going to have problems, isn't it?
And the fear here doesn't mean to be afraid. It means to have a tremendous respect. You really, really believe He's right there with you and He sees everything you do. There's actually a Bible verse in Psalms that says that the eyes of God, the eyes of the Lord, are on the righteous. What do you mean? If God sees everything, why are His eyes? It means from the moment you wake up, His eyes are on you. What is she going to do today? Is she going to use her faith? Is she going to trust me? Is she going to follow the teachings that I gave her? Because I want to be with her, but she needs to also to be with me. Do you understand? It's a partnership. So how do you learn to be God-fearing? Through the Word of God, attending the services in the church, having a life with God, okay? And this is not boring or religious. It's a very, very nice thing to do. You should try.
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
the next one,
Let's go to the next. A woman that is secure in who she is. Yeah, that's it. If you know who you are, you don't need the people saying to you that you are thing and you accept it. For example, someone say to you that you are ugly, that you don't have values, but if you know who you are, you don't care what the people say about you because you know who you are. You are secure. You have God with you because you fear God and you are secure in yourself, isn't it?
So she knows who she is.
Yeah.
And she doesn't follow trends. She's not a crowd pleaser. She has personality. This is very interesting. Point number 5, a woman that invests in herself, her family, her skills, etc. So this is very pleasing to a man. A woman who has initiative. She's not just there waiting for things to happen. For example, you are married, you've got your children, and you have to be at home to look after your kids. But your husband will be very pleased deep down when he sees you investing in yourself, like studying a new language. You are there at home with your kids. You are doing something. You are investing in yourself. So this is very appealing than a lazy woman, if we are to put it plainly, right? So what's the last one? Next one?
A woman who is not desperate.
Okay, she's not desperate.
No, when you are desperate, you say yes to the first person who comes your way without checking. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, if you are not desperate, you are not, how can I say, accepting anything. You know what you want. And then you know...
It has to do with value, right?
Yeah, that's true. You know what you want. And the first boy that comes to you and say, oh, do you want to date me? Ah, yes, they do. Because you don't know.
Yeah.
You are insecure. You have these things inside of you. You don't know what you want. And you accept.
This is quite of a sensitive one here, but maybe it's worth mentioning. Sometimes a woman who is not so secure, like she's very easily led by her emotions when it comes to love life, usually is a woman who had problems at home, especially to do with her dad. I've spoken to many women where they said, I felt the need to be loved. So from a young age, I started getting involved, getting myself involved with men, with relationships, because there's that need that the person has that she didn't have when she was growing up. And we know this happens to many people.
Yeah.
And we are not here condemning anyone. But if you start a relationship with God before you look for one with a man, your view on things will change completely, because then you will become this woman who is not desperate. When I remember when I became a Christian, I had many insecurities, but why was I not difficult or hard to get? But I really, when my eyes were open to everything that God did for me, you know, He gave His life for me. He, so many good things. He made me the way that I am. He made me very different from everybody else. Nobody's the same, have you noticed? So He made you very unique. You are a work of art. God made you very thoughtfully. Bruna, this is how you were intended to be. This is how He made you. So when I experienced that love, how could I just give myself away like this? Do you understand? So it's a very inner thing. It's a very personal thing that has a lot to do with your spiritual life. You know, the reason why we're here talking about relationships, the truth really is to show you the spiritual side of things. We are not here to talk about the way you dress, the way you date, you know, what kind of woman you're looking for you men who are watching us, the kind of men you're looking for. Yes, this is all very helpful, but it's very important that you have this relationship with God so that you can, if you find love, you know, you will understand your purpose in life, and that will bring you the confidence you lack. And then when a nice chap, like the English say, comes along telling you how beautiful you are, you will be like, okay, thank you. But you will not fall for the person just like, oh, please, love me. Because you are already loved.
You know already your value.
Yeah, and it's okay that you grew up without a dad. How many? Sometimes people grew up with a dad that wasn't really there, but he was physically there. You know, she was not abandoned, but the dad was there and he was not a good father. Maybe he was, you know, an alcoholic, whatever. He had his weaknesses. But when you have an encounter with God, then your life changes and everything else happens naturally. So I think this has a lot to do with the confidence. There's a Bible verse. Could you please share a Bible verse that we want to share with you today?
Yes. Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. Proverbs 31:10.
So her worth is above rubies. How much is a ruby? I have no idea, but it must be expensive.
Yeah, must be. But yeah, who can find a virtuous wife?
Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. So this kind of woman is not everywhere. You don't find rubies in the market. Like, which kind of market? The flea market? Is that how? No, you find rubies in a very protected environment, in a proper jewelry shop, and maybe you need an appointment to go in and have a look at the rubies. So this is how special a woman of God is, and you can become one of them. Now, I want to show you a very quick advert about the Love Therapy. That is a seminar that we hold weekly. And I just want to remind you that we are available every single week on Thursday, 8 p.m. We are there 1 hour before and after, ready for counseling, for advice. You are more than welcome to walk in and have a word with us. Also, people can leave their comments on our social media, your questions, and if you need to talk to someone, you're going through a problem in your relationship, you don't know what to do, there is a WhatsApp number that you can get chatting with us, and also a 24-hour helpline where there is a pastor available all the time to give you some guidance, okay? Let's have a look at this advert.
Pay attention to the 10 reasons why you should take part in the Love Therapy. 10. Overcome traumas.
All the past baggages, got rid of all these past traumas, everything that I've been through in the past. Today, there is that clarity, that work inside of me, that woman of God that God has been inspiring me to be, and it's been a blessing.
9. Understanding boundaries.
First of all, it's helped me to heal and to change my mentality, my view towards women. So now I see women as a helper.
8. Learn to value yourself.
As a single, I've improved a lot over the past couple of months from coming to the love therapy. I have been working on myself, developing me personally, my spiritual life, developing my character, different things that I know that will help me for my love life.
7. Learn about intelligent love.
Since coming, I've been able to learn the intelligent way to love, because like even my relationships, because of the trauma I went through, I didn't know how to love properly. I'd rushed things all the time.
6. Use reasoning over emotion.
Not putting so much emphasis on my emotions, but actually using my head to actually think and not just go by what they may say in that moment, but actually test them and see if what they're saying is actually true. So that's something that I've taken for myself with coming to love therapy.
5. Better relationships with others.
I'm learning how to improve, how to be better, how to be a better person for the right person. So I'm not just also looking for the right person, but learning how to be the right person.
4. Prepare yourself before dating.
Coming to the love therapy, I understood that everything starts with you. You have to first develop yourself, invest in yourself before you go into marriage or think of being in a relationship.
3. Become a better husband or wife.
Everyone who is single, dating, in a relationship, is married, like anyone who just wants to better a relationship in the future or better their current relationship, I believe they are more than welcome to come. They should come. It's definitely been a blessing for myself. It's definitely for everyone.
2. Believe in love.
I overcame low self-esteem. I overcame doubt of myself that I can be happy in love life. I overcame inner problem that I had, like rejection. And through that, I was able to believe that I can be blessed in love life.
1. Rebuild yourself.
Coming to love therapy has helped me to value myself, rebuild myself again, because I learned the power of forgiveness. I learned that, that God has something greater and better in store for me.
The Love Therapy, every Thursday at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London N4 3NX. Also at select locations across the country. You can find out more by calling us on 020 7686 6000.
Well, as you can see, we invest heavily in love life at our church because it's the second most important thing you need to do in your life after you have an encounter with God. So here is a quick bonus tip for you. Before you start dating, do your homework. Don't rush into things. Get to know the person, see if you are ready. And this tip goes for both men and women as we finish, or as this love session, shall we call it, comes to an end until another one comes along. So remember, don't rush into things, but also don't play too hard to get, because then time will go by and then what? You can't complain later. That opportunities came and you did not make the most of it. So there are moments you need to wait, analyze, but don't overwait, don't over-analyze, don't be too difficult, because then you're not being too humble, are you? So it's like nobody deserves your love. No, we all deserve to be loved. So that's a bonus tip for you. How about now? What do we have next?
So we have a real life story that everything that we have learned here, and now you are going to see the results of this.
Okay.
Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is John.
My name is Danielle.
So we've been married for 7 years, together for 11.
Yes.
So we dated for 4 years. However, 3 years and a half were at a long distance. So I was here in the UK and you were in Brazil. And I think the first challenge that we found was that on trusting beyond the appearance, what we could see, to see the person every day, to see their reactions. So we really had to rely on the character of each other, on trusting on how the person would behave before the problems, before the situations. So in these 4 years of dating, 3 years and a half apart, we never had any doubts, we never had any questions about is this the right person or not, because as we didn't have that time to focus on other couples that are together on, let's say, kissing, going out to a place, to a restaurant or something, we had to focus on the communication, on conversation. So we would talk a lot, we would speak a lot about things that really matter, such as our dreams, our projects. Are they aligned? What she likes, what she wants for the future is the same as I, right?
Yes. And for me, what called my attention on my husband was how secure as a man he was. Because before getting to a relationship with him, I dated someone before, but he was so insecure that he wouldn't support me to achieve my goals. He wouldn't be someone supportive as a man. So because of this insecurity that he had, this made me to be insecure as well as a woman. So when we started dating, he was the opposite. He was not, he represented the father figure as the protector, as the one that gives the support. And this I can see also in our marriage. So this helped us a lot, the communication, and also his character, his posture as a man. My advice for you who are single at the moment is for you to, first of all, to see if the person that you are interested is fearful to God, is someone that has the same goals as you, and you won't be the same, but you'll have things in common, and both of you will be willing to fight for, and will be someone that will support you, will help you to grow, will be someone that won't be afraid on telling you when you are wrong, but will help you, will show you what you need to change, but also will help you to become a better person. That's the difference when you have the right person by your side.
Yes, and you who are looking for, you are single and you're looking for the right person, don't look for a copy of you. Look for someone that will add to your life, because nobody's perfect. However, if you find someone that is willing, as Danny mentioned, that is willing to tell in your face your mistakes, where you need to improve, how to improve, and I believe the best way to show how you can improve is by being that person. And when you find someone that really inspires you to be better, to be a better man, a better woman, to be better, so I think you found the right person.
So you see what happens when the people put in practice everything that we have learned, everything that we have teaching, isn't it?
Yeah.
The series, the
tips we gave,
tips that we gave, the things that we are saying here, everything's worth.
People need to understand, Bruna, that there is a need to learn about love. You don't learn love from movies, from reading Hello magazines or whatever. People are paid to write those things, and most of those people are not even in a relationship themselves. So learn the right way, in the right place, because otherwise things are not going to work. We were not born knowing everything about love. Actually, we don't know anything.
Everything we need to learn in life. Everything we need to learn.
So thank you for joining us today. Join us again next week. Thank you for coming, Bruna.
Thank you.
Leave your comments, your questions, and get in touch if you need advice. We are here for you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Now you can also send your comments and questions to our WhatsApp number. You can then participate in the All About You program easily and quickly. Just add the following number to your phone book: 020-7686-6010. All About You on WhatsApp, another way to get in touch with a woman like you.